Now at 6:30, early voting is in full swing with Election Day just days away. We have an overview of key issues and candidates on the Athens ballot.
Plus, Governor DeWine directs millions of dollars towards food assistance programs. This as federal funding for SNAP benefits run out on Saturday.
And in sports, it's time for the playoffs in high school football. Get a preview for this week's action with 2-Minute Drill. Newswatch starts right now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Parker Davis.
And I'm Charlie Ehlenfeld. Welcome to Newswatch.
New and returning members to Athens City Council face a number of pressing challenges when they take office, ranging from how to create more affordable housing to navigating the fraught political climate.
I spoke with some of the candidates about how they hope to address these issues and serve the people of Athens. Whether it's at the city, state, or federal level, Paul Isherwood, who's running for an at-large seat on city council, says for the city to get through tough times ahead, there needs to be better communication.
There's some difficult choices that are going to have to be made by city council that may not always necessarily be popular, but I think the people in the city of Athens will have a better chance of understanding those decisions with more information and better communication.
Athens City Council will have 4 new faces next year. Megan Almeida and John Adams Stacer will replace Jeff Reisner and Solveig Spielness, respectively. Paul Isherwood is taking Micah McCary's at-large seat since he will be replacing Sam Crowell as council president. These changes mean McCary becomes the longest tenured member on Athens City Council, despite still being one of the younger members.
My years with council and the learning I've been able to do that helped me feel very prepared.
The new members say the city needs to provide more housing.
It's important that Athens continues to be a vibrant place that's affordable, that's accessible.
Projects have begun to address the issue, like 111 Hooper Street, the Ridges, the Sunset Motel, and the Conestoga Huts. But the candidates say there needs to be more work done.
There's been some, steps forward and maybe a step back here and there. But I think we all know that affordable housing in this area is a problem.
And for a blue speck in a red sea, members know they will need to work across the political divide to deliver for Athens residents. McCary and others say they have felt firsthand how decisions at the state and federal level impact people's lives.
How deeply impacted we can be by the state's legislative decisions. I'm personally navigating that myself since the Pride Center that I directed at Ohio University was closed.
But in a tight-knit community like Athens, they are hopeful they can come together to deliver for a city that counts on them.
The community amongst people who really are working really hard, striving to make Athens, what it is, and have, visions of Athens growing and thriving for many years to come.
Voters in Athens County will also decide on issue 1 this election.
It's a renewal of a property tax that funds the Athens County Board of Developmental Disabilities. This is not a new tax. It simply keeps current funding in place for programs that support people with developmental disabilities. The 5-year levy brings in about $2 million each year, making up 17% of the board's budget.
Those dollars support more than 800
The people in this community that receive our services are very important. And one of the emphases of this agency is to integrate Athens, to integrate the ordinary population with the population that is disabled. And so it's about people, not about programs.
Those dollars support more than 800 people, from young children in early intervention to adults learning independent living skills. That includes students at the Beacon School, where they receive specialized education, therapies, and life skills training. Board members who also serve on the levy committee say voting for issue 1 supports the community. If passed, the levy will span from the 2026 to 2030 tax years until its next renewal.
When you call 911, you expect someone to answer right away. Here in Athens County, dispatchers have a brand new facility, helping them do their job, but keeping it running takes more than just hard work. I spoke with the county's 911 director and a dispatcher about why renewing the sales tax levy could help them keep serving the community. With the November election just around the corner, we're taking a closer look at how it could potentially affect the 911 communication center right here in Athens.
911, where is your emergency?
For decades, Athens County 911 dispatchers took calls from the basement of the sheriff's office. a space that had leaky pipes and no room to grow. Since March 2025, they're now operating out of a brand new facility in the Plains, but keeping it running requires continued funding. The county is asking voters to renew the 0.25% sales tax to fund the 911 center.
This all began with our director, and receiving this funding has been great to come here to feel just generally safe at work. Feeling like we have a home somewhere, that we're not shoved in a basement.
The tax, just 25 cents for every $100 spent, funds equipment, training, and technology upgrades that keep Athens and 911 connected with first responders across the county. Director Teresa Fouts-Imler tells us the money is crucial for staying ahead in emergency response.
All of our technology requires a refresh every 5 to 7 years, and radios and communications equipment is extremely expensive. So that sales tax money would keep Athens moving forward.
The levy also helps pay off construction costs for the new center after COVID sent construction prices soaring. As well as dispatchers, Fouts-Imler says the center serves as a hub for county, city, and even state agencies.
We've added a training facility that we never had before, and we've offered that up to the county and the city employees and the state employees here in Athens County. So this is a facility for everyone.
The decision to renew the levy or not will be in voters' hands when polls open November 4th. For WOUB, I'm Parker Davis.
Taking a look at what's coming up this weekend, let's hear from forecaster Zach Farnell.
Yeah, thanks. We've been dealing with a pretty rainy last 24 hours here in Athens and Southeast Ohio as a whole. Thankfully, we are beginning to clear out a little bit. Looking at the radar across much of the eastern United States, here in Ohio, some of this rain beginning to taper down a little bit as this low pressure system moves its way off towards New England. Again, looking at the local radar, some of this rain really starting to taper off, looking towards the west. A lot of this heavy rain that we were expecting to move in beginning to dissolve, and that's why we're only looking at a slight chance of rain showers tonight. With a lot of that rain and a lot of clouds in the area for the last 24 hours, we really haven't seen the temperatures move around whatsoever. Last night, you only saw your temperatures in the lows getting towards the upper 40s, and today we just barely broke 50 degrees. That side tonight, we're expecting some of those rain showers again to stick around, but generally a little bit cooler. You can expect temperatures just below 40 as we get towards tomorrow for your Halloween forecast. Some of those clouds will remain in the area, but you are going to expect to see temperatures in those 50s. Stick around for my full weather forecast.
Thank you, Zach. With SNAP benefits set out to run out Saturday, Governor Mike DeWine announces a plan to provide millions of dollars in state funding to support families in need. DeWine's executive order will designate $25 million for food assistance programs. $7 million will go to food banks and $18 million to emergency relief benefits. Roughly 1.5 million Ohioans receive SNAP benefits. The Ohio Department of Jobs and Family Services expects the first recipients to receive their benefits starting November 7th. At the national level, Senator John Husted of Ohio is backing a bill to keep funding SNAP benefits. The Keep SNAP Funded Act would keep the program funded as the government shutdown continues without an end in sight. Until the government reopens, the only way to continue funding SNAP is to pass additional legislation.
With just under 24 hours left to pass a new congressional map, the Ohio Redistricting Commission seems likely to meet their deadline. The commission met just hours ago and has another meeting scheduled for tomorrow. This map will likely make districts in Cincinnati and Toledo lean more red, while districts in Akron would go more blue. Ohio is one of several red states the Trump administration has been pushing to draw new Republican-friendly districts. President Donald Trump met with Chinese leader Xi Jinping for the first time in 6 years in South Korea. The world leaders held critical conversations concerning the ongoing trade war. Reed Binion reports.
It's a great honor to be with a friend of mine, really for a long time now, if you think about it.
President Donald Trump speaking at the start of a high-stakes meeting with Chinese leader Xi Jinping Thursday in South Korea.
President Xi is a great leader of a great country, but he's a very tough negotiator. That's not good.
Following the meeting, the president spoke to reporters on board Air Force One as he traveled back to the U.S.
We're in agreement on so many elements.
Trump said they reached a trade deal and agreed on, quote, almost everything, including soybean trade.
Large amounts, tremendous amounts of the soybeans and other farm products are going to be purchased immediately.
The president also said he is reducing his fentanyl-related tariffs on China.
I put a 20% tariff on China because of the fentanyl coming in, which is it's a big tariff. And based on his statements today, I reduced it by 10%, so it's 10% instead of 20%.
And Trump said he and Xi resolved the issue of China's export controls on rare earth supplies, which are essential for making almost all high-tech products, from iPhones to electric vehicles. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
President Trump is instructing the Pentagon to begin testing nuclear weapons. The U.S. military regularly tests missiles that are capable of delivering nuclear warheads, but has not detonated the weapons since 1992. In a social media post, Trump says he's instructed the Defense Department to start testing nuclear weapons on an equal basis with Russia and China.
You know, we have more than anybody. When I see them testing, I say, well, if they're going to test, I guess we have to test.
Trump's announcement came just minutes before his highly anticipated meeting with Chinese leader Xi Jinping. The president says testing will start immediately.
Coming up, at least 30 people are dead after Hurricane Melissa leaves the Caribbean devastated.
And it's been a rainy day here in Athens. Stick around after the break to find out what your Halloween might look like.
This bridge proved the power of a miracle material, and ride the railroad that made coast-to-coast train travel possible.
I'm Jeffrey Bear, and I'll be your guide
as we visit 10 amazing feats of civil engineering.
Find out which marvels made the list
of 10 modern marvels that changed America.
Tonight at 10 on WOUB.
Can you feel the moment?
The American Revolution changed the world.
Where the story unfolds.
Everybody had the sense of possibility worth fighting for.
What took place here still leaves us in awe.
We can work towards equality together.
Wow, this is the missing piece.
Incredible.
To confront these figures from ancient history is a great privilege.
Our history tells us who we are, where we came from.
And it's all connected.
Like links in a chain.
Like links in a chain, yeah.
All I can do is say thank you.
Wow, this is phenomenal.
I'm really grateful for this.
I am in favor of closing the libraries until we find a solution to the pornographic filth we do have.
We have librarians who are misunderstanding what is healthy for children.
It didn't dawn on us that we would come under attack.
There was a list of 850 books.
We were told, get rid of them.
This can't be America.
The Librarians, Monday, February 9th at 10/9 Central on PBS and the PBS app.
Hurricane Melissa is causing widespread destruction across Jamaica, Cuba, and the Bahamas, claiming at least the lives of 30 people.
The storm is showing no signs of slowing down as it continues toward Bermuda. Michael Yoshida has the details on recovery efforts.
Devastation across Jamaica. Homes destroyed and neighborhoods underwater. Infrastructure left failing after Hurricane Melissa slammed into the country as a powerful Category 5 storm. Whipping winds and unrelenting rain battered the country. The southern and western sides of the island feeling the full force of the hurricane.
The entire infrastructure and everything needed for the convenience of modern living is destroyed.
Caravans of vehicles seen as first responders and others tried to make their way through the aftermath. Officials saying it could take days or weeks to determine the full toll of Melissa.
The supermarkets, the bakery, everything has been washed away.
The Bahamas, Cuba, Dominican Republic, and Haiti also impacted by torrential flooding rain and powerful winds. Across the Caribbean, at least 30 people have died as rescue and recovery missions are underway. Emergency crews are also rushing to restore power and begin the cleanup.
The situation here is devastating. We need all in help that we can. And conditions are going to deteriorate as the day progresses.
Several international efforts have launched to aid in the recovery. The United Kingdom, China, and United States announced humanitarian funding and resources will be sent to those affected across the Caribbean.
So keep the positive outlook, keep hope alive, and we will get through this and we will rebuild better.
In Washington, Michael Yoshida.
Well, rainy day here in Athens today. Can we expect to put those umbrellas away anytime soon?
We're hoping towards later in the night, as the night progresses, we'll be able to put those umbrellas away, get a little bit clearer. Do you have any Halloween plans, either one of you?
I actually am going home to Columbus, so I'm excited to be with my family and kind of just do a little Halloween at home. I know we're going to carve pumpkins this weekend, so I'm excited for that.
It's going to be a nice day for it. You're looking at the radar here right now across the country, really seeing that rain in the northeast beginning to move out of our area. For the moment, we are seeing a little bit of rain, but again, that will slowly move its way out. Off the coast of the southeast United States, that right there is Melissa, unfortunately going to track towards Bermuda, but the good news, it will not head towards the United States, giving us no impacts. What we've been dealing with is this low pressure system right here, pushing off towards the northeast, looking more locally. You're seeing a lot of that rain that we've been dealing throughout much of the day, beginning to move off towards the east and just in general beginning to dissolve, kind of fading away, giving us a lot clearer conditions as we look towards much of the rest of tonight. Again, those temperatures with some of those rainy conditions really have been sticking pretty moderate here in Athens right now. We're in the low 50s, much of Ohio dealing with temperatures in the upper 40s, but we will continue to see a bit of a cool down tonight. Temperatures expected to only get into the upper 30s, definitely going to be getting below 40 degrees. Again, that chance of showers does stick around with us throughout the early evening hours, but as we get later into the night, we will expect those to begin to clear up and move away as we get towards tomorrow for your Halloween, looking at just mostly cloudy skies and temperatures sticking around those mid-50s with hopefully a pretty nice night to go trick-or-treating, although a little bit on the chilly side. Well, why are we seeing this rain begin to move out of our area? Looking towards much of the country, this is for tomorrow. Again, that low pressure system that was in towards Pennsylvania, it's all the way up in towards New England now. So that's going to continue to clear out, looking a little bit closer at our area. Again, it's going to be cloudy. You're seeing a couple rain showers in towards Pennsylvania, in towards parts of New York, but not for our area, just staying mostly dry, although a little bit cloudy. That does stick around for tomorrow night, where we see, again, some showers off to our east. Again, not expecting to give anything to us as we look towards our west. A little bit of a system beginning to build in towards the upper Great Plains, and as we look towards Saturday, this continues to move in towards our area. Again, not expecting to give us a whole lot in the way of rain as we look towards a mostly cloudy weekend. Let's break that down, exactly what that looks like. Again, tomorrow, Friday for your Halloween, mostly cloudy. Pretty nice day, although a little chilly at night. This weekend, though, you will be seeing those temperatures sticking around mostly in towards those mid-50s, maybe some upper 50s as you get towards a little bit of a clearing pattern towards Saturday, moving from mostly to just partly cloudy skies. And as you see towards the beginning of much of the rest of next week, we will be seeing a very slow warming pattern. So on the 7-day outlook, again, a nice weekend begins to clear out on Sunday. Heading towards Monday, we see temperatures rising above 60 degrees and towards those low 60s. Mostly sunny skies will stick around for Tuesday and Wednesday of next week as those temperatures climb just a little bit above what we have been used to be seeing here in Athens over the last couple days, with temperatures just above that 60-degree mark.
Thanks, Zach. The Mayo Clinic is launching a new cost-free way for patients to search for quality medical care across the country. Mandy Gaither has the latest on the new digital tool.
It's called Health Locator, a free public digital platform with information on more than 5,000 U.S. hospitals.
Not every hospital is good at the same thing. So these are life and death decisions that need to be made in a very short period of time.
Dr. Jean-Riga Ferrugia is president and CEO of Mayo Clinic, the hospital system that launched the tool today. He says many times patients face barriers when seeking quality medical care. That could be socioeconomic factors or geography, not living close to a hospital. He says this website compiles publicly available data on hospitals, and based on that information, assigns a rating score.
A single number that reflects quality, patient safety, and patient experience into that one score that you then can use to make your decisions. And that one score is for the particular hospital associated with those data.
Farouja says anyone can log on to healthlocator.org and search by region, hospital, or you can search by condition. And he says it'll give you a list of hospitals with their ratings.
We hope this will relieve some of the stress that patients face when they are faced with a diagnosis and they need to find a high-quality provider that has a track record of excellence.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Week 11, the time of year we've all been waiting for, has arrived. It's playoff time in the 7-4. We're going to preview some of the action.
Yeah, and we've got a couple X factors to know before we get into games this weekend.
We'll be right back, but until then, be sure to follow us on Instagram and X to stay up to date on all the news in Southeast Ohio. And stay tuned for a brand new episode of The Wrap-Up coming Saturday.
Nothing like a Revolutionary War had been fought. It's the radical idea.
Ordinary Americans won the war. I don't think you can be patriotic enough about them.
Everyone's convinced the virtue of the cause is helping them win.
Tired of spending so much time and money on vehicle maintenance and repairs? Make this October Cartober when you donate a car, truck, RV, or boat to our station. Plus, your donation is tax deductible. Donate today.
For more than 70 years, WOUB Public Media has been the place where people in our region turn to learn how stories of the past ignite the imagination of the future. It's where information, entertainment, and education work together to inform, enlighten, and inspire generations. It's the place where the community gathers to hear and see our world in new and innovative ways. WOUB, the public media you trust that's worthy of your support.
In some ways, Portsmouth was one of the last small cities to field a team, get a franchise. What was kind of extraordinary about Portsmouth was it was able to field an incredible team. For a brief moment in the sun, a little sweet spot that almost was sweet enough to get them a national championship, but they put together the team that ultimately did win the championship in 1935 in Detroit.
I've got to ask you something. Playoffs? We're talking about playoffs. Season time here in the 7-4. For the first time ever, we've got buys, but the slate is still very, very good this week.
Yeah, Grant, we've got one heck of a slate. So let's take a look at what's on the docket starting right now.
We're going to take a full breakdown look at one region only. It's Region 19. It comes with a lot of change. Ironton banned from entering the state playoffs. How does it change the outlook of this region?
Yeah, so everyone now will slide up one spot. Wheelersburg getting that top spot. NY now safely, securely with a bye. Barnesville right behind them. Because of the Ironton forfeit, Portsmouth jumps from out of the playoffs all the way to the 5th spot. An absolutely insane jump for the Trojans.
Here's another crazy situation that happened out in Region 12. Hillsborough needed a miracle last week. They got it.
Yeah, barely snuck out a win over McLean, and then Archbishop McNicholas jumped from 12-8 with a huge upset over Baden. Wilmington got upset as well and dropped to the outside looking in. Little chaos in Region 12 last week.
All right, let's do something a little bit different here, Josh. There are difference makers everywhere throughout the region, so let's talk about some guys who could put the team on their back, Greg Jennings style.
And Grant, I can't think of a better guy to start with than Eric Manley Jr. No one can truly take over a game like him at the quarterback position. Over 2,200 passing yards this season, and remember, he's not really playing second halves because Beaver Eastern is winning by so much, and we all remember that 10-touchdown performance against South Gallia.
Next up, maybe the top running back in the region has been Chillicothe's workhorse back.
Yeah, Carte Ligon has really helped kickstart the coach TJ Carper era. He has over 2,100 rushing yards this year. This kid's a sophomore. Are you serious? He put up a huge number against Miami Trace and can really break free for a big run at any moment.
Here's a name we haven't said a ton, but helped his team to a major upset last week to jump up multiple seed lines.
Yeah, let's talk about Hudson Phelan for Circleville, the guy who can really do it all. Just over 1,300 passing yards, over 800 rushing yards. He's really the key for this Circleville team.
Now, speaking of Circleville, let's go to the game of the week, the 7 versus the 10 in Division 4, Region 15, game of the week. Philo makes the trek to Circleville.
Yeah, historic game. Circleville's first ever home playoff game. They've only ever won one in 2007. Dirk Lincecum, though, has been a great coach, and maybe this is the year to get Philo out of the first round.
All right, go ahead and stop the clock. That's all we've got this week. But hey, no shortage of great action going on for playoff week 1. If you want more coverage and previews of this week's action, go ahead and check out this guy on the pregame huddle on all of Gridiron Glory's social medias this week. Let's go ahead and send it back to you.
Still ahead, Halloween is just around the corner. Stick around for what Athens City officials recommend you do to have a fun and safe night.
We'll be back after the break, but for now, here's a look at what's coming up on your public television station.
CasualWorks was not designed, created, or maintained by people who studied disability. They're people who studied opportunity. If a person has very limited movement and can make little teeny circles, there's a place for you. The idea of workers contorting themselves to a job is one business model. Our business model is that the job responds to the worker.
Art is important because it shows who we were, where we came from.
Through my art, I'm creating a more powerful woman within myself.
Inspiration is everywhere. It's important that we learn our culture, our practices. We are tied to the land. That's our blood. That's where we come from.
Saturday at 9 on WOUB.
I love it.
We're on the precipice of a great discovery.
I love it.
Welcome.
Whoa, Nelly.
Let's set this palace on fire.
I love it.
Welcome to the News Hour.
What does it mean politically?
I love it.
Oh.
Fasten your seatbelt. I love it. I love it.
Delighted to hear it. You make a good team.
Every city has its share of savvy hustlers. And it turns out, pigeons are the epitome of street smart. Social, intelligent, agile, and tough. How did the humble pigeon master the urban hustle?
Wednesday at 8 on WOUB.
It's almost time to get your costume and grab your candy bag. Athens trick-or-treating starts tomorrow, starting at 5:30 and going until 7:30. If you're planning on joining in on the spooky activities, city officials have a few tips. If you're handing out candy this year, officials recommend turning your porch lights on. And if your child is under 12, a parent or guardian must accompany them. And for those that will be on the road tomorrow night, the city is reminding drivers to go slowly and watch for children crossing the street.
Well, yeah, I mean, what kind of weather are we going to have for these trick-or-treaters coming up tomorrow?
Yeah, you know, we're expecting that rain to really move out, and as we get towards tomorrow, thankfully, it's going to be a pretty clear one. Pretty nice one in general. You're looking at the forecast for tonight right now. You're seeing temperatures hanging around those upper 30s right now. Expecting a couple rain showers to move through, especially before 10 p.m., so through the early evening. But on the 7-day, you're expecting some of those temperatures to creep up a little bit over the weekend and in towards early next week. Again, mostly cloudy in towards Friday and Saturday, beginning to clear out a little bit on Sunday, and that's when we really see those temperatures begin to creep upwards. Expect temperatures in those low 60s as we get towards the beginning of next week, and in general, a pretty nice week ahead.
Well, that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thank you so much for watching. For Zach, I'm Parker Davis.
And I'm Charlie Ehlenfeld. Stay tuned for the PBS.